Hello, BookTube. It's a beautiful Wednesday here, bright and sunny, relatively mild. It's not that kind of cold where it just pierces through you and you just want to get out of it. Instead, it's the kind of cold where, sure, it's chilly when you get started, but you warm up as you go along. Perfect balancing point where there's no chance of my little bean overheating, so we have done a lot of walking. Bone dry, no hint of precipitation for the New England area anywhere in the foreseeable future. Not a week, not 10 days, not 2 weeks, no hint of it. But lovely. And a pretty good day, pretty productive day so far. But I've got mail. And one of the things is intriguing me. So, well, we've got a couple of packages and also a periodical. The periodical is the TLS, the Mighty Times Literary Supplement. This was notable for two reasons. Actually, three. The third reason is that the paper stock has changed. It's much heavier paper stock. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure that you'd think I'd like that, but I don't think I do. That is almost always dire. When things like that change, it means the worst changes are coming. But the paper stock here is much heavier than the last issue. One thing of note here is something that I've mentioned many times before. When a reputable journal, and there's no more reputable journal than the TLS, when they review something that I have also reviewed, I get the little butterflies in the stomach, wondering if their reviewer is going to catch something that I didn't catch, or love something that I hated, or hate something that I love. That's always a little bit on the worrying side, and that happens in this issue. Sarah Foote reviews Michelle Brown's Bede and the Theory of Everything, and Clifford Ando reviews Peter Sarris's biography of Justinian, the Emperor Justinian. That's going to be enormously great to read, but it's going to be nerve-wracking as well, because what if they hate them when I didn't? And then the other thing of note is, I believe, Times Literary Supplement history. I believe this is the very first time that the sale lot of the Brattle Bookshop has made an appearance in the Times Literary Supplement, because they got, who is this windbag? Nat Segnet wrote an unbelievably unbearable, incomprehensible review of The Holdovers. And there is the Brattle Bookshop. There is my beloved Brattle sale lot. That's Paul Giamatti, and Dominic Sessa is the weird-faced kid in The Holdovers, who, for me, was the most enjoyable part of the movie. The review is weird, just wordy and weird, and essentially boils down to, why isn't this a Wes Anderson movie? Why is this so comprehensible? Which is a little bit off-putting as so-called movie criticism goes, but wonderful to see the Brattle in the TLS. I'm going to have to bring that issue to the shop this week and show them in case they haven't noticed. But then we have two packages. One package and one box. The box is rather heavy. It could be that I know what the box is. Here, let's grab our scissors for this. The package is really solidly done here, so I'm not even going to bother. I'll just cut my way into it. It feels like a finished copy of some kind. Let's see if that's the case. What is in here? Oh my god, it still won't come. All right. Well, you know the rule on this channel. I don't mean to be prejudicial, but ordinarily, my experience, long before I had this channel, my experience was that the more trouble you have getting into a package, the less worthy it is of getting into. So let's see what we have here. Oh, all right. It isn't one book. It's a bunch of books. Okay. Great. Oh, how interesting. All right. Well, let's take a look at them. So it's not going to be a two-book mail haul. It's going to be more than that. So this first one is by Michelle Gladieux. It's called Communicate with Courage, Taking Risks to Overcome 4 Hidden Challenges. What are those challenges? I wonder. Are they going to enumerate them? Hidden challenge number 1, hiding from risk. Hidden challenge number 2, defining to be right. Hidden challenge number 3, rationalizing the negative. And hidden challenge number 4, settling for good enough. Okay. Great. So a communications manual, self-help type thing. Then the next one, I didn't know this series was still made, and here it is. This is by Stephen Stein, and this is in the Dummies series. that was once upon a time in the 1990s ruled the world. This is Emotional Intelligence for Dummies. A lot of you will remember these books. I don't think I've ever owned one. Are you tired of feeling burned out and stressed? Do you sometimes wish you could just push reset on your feelings? Emotional Intelligence for Dummies walks you through taking control of your emotions, deepening your relationship with others, and managing your interactions at work. You'll get straightforward and practical tips on increasing your emotional intelligence and applying it to parenthood, personal fulfillment, and more. All of which sounds very interesting, with only one tiny minor problem, which is that there's no such thing as emotional intelligence. But nobody's perfect. And then there's this thing. This is weird. This has, in ye olden days, publishers used to do this, and it's not attractive. I don't know. I've never seen it done. A lot of times, in ye olden days, publishers used to slap their publishing information on the front of their galley copies. And that does nobody any good. That just predisposes the reviewer against you. But that happened here. The book is called Nietzsche Now, and it's by Glenn Wallace. And you can see it's got this big sticker of stuff on it. So we'll have to go to the back to find out what this is about, although I think we know who it's about. For readers both acquainted with and new to the writings of Friedrich Nietzsche, Nietzsche Now frames and explains Nietzsche's thinking on topics of immediate contemporary concern and relevance. What would that be? Pissing blood because you're in fourth stage syphilis? Wallace unpacks Nietzsche's complex philosophy with a deft, empathetic, and brilliantly subtle analysis of the views of the great immoralist on democracy, identity, civilization, consciousness, religion, and other momentous topics. And throughout, the author includes examples from Nietzsche himself. Rather than skirting what is controversial or editing for easy consumption, the author invites readers to exercise a courageous curiosity that yields a rich, nuanced understanding of Nietzsche. In this book, he takes readers on a sometimes counterintuitive, always revelatory journey to grasp the relevance of Nietzsche for our contentious times. All right, fantastic. Do we have a date on this thing? This comes out in May. And the other two are finished copies, so I'm assuming they're out already. What an odd care package. I wonder what explains this. Well, anyway, those are the. I've got a bunch of paperwork there for that. Those are the books from the package, and now the box. I said in a Steve stream last night, I have been eagerly waiting for two authors whose name starts with T. I've been waiting for packages about both of them. And I will know when they happen because they are both enormous things. They won't turn up in a white manila envelope. And this is a big, heavy box. So this could be one of the T's. Now, I'm going to be happy no matter what this is, right? It's the standard suburban parent. I am proud of all my children. but if this is one of my T's, I'm going to be extra squealy. Invoice. Oh. All right. One T down, one to go. This is Robert Post. He is doing a multi-volume history of the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court. And he has reached the Taft Court. Because when William Howard Taft was done being president of the United States, he went on to do something no other president has done. He became Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So he added two branches of the three branches of American government. And Post has got to the Taft Court, and here it is. Oh. Oh my! Now you look at this, you're going to be maybe a little confused. Because that is not William Howard Taft. That's Oliver Wendell Holmes. But Holmes was the star of the Taft Court. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at these notes. Look at all of this critical apparatus. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is all notes. Well, this is as good as it gets. The whole rest of the year is downhill from here because I know this subject. I am not a New Yorker freelancer who's found these in the newsroom and thought, isn't that interesting? Not much about that. I'll write up on it. I'm not some freelancer trying to, for a law journal who's beetled down in text case law. I know this subject. I know these people. I know everything there is to know about every member of the Taft Court and everything there is to know about William Howard Taft. I am probably, for the general audience, I'm probably the set's only reader who has read all of these decisions and cases already. But now I have them in these beautiful volumes, these 2 beautiful volumes. This is wonderful. Thank you so much to the folks at Cambridge University Press. I'm going to have to write them a note and thank them. And I'm very vague at this sort of thing. I'm terrible with remembering figures like this. But I have a feeling that if you have a weak heart, you don't want to look up what these cost. So I have a feeling that they are, to use that old phrase, but in this case it's absolutely true, prohibitively expensive. And I won't say understandably so, but predictably so. Because these are not going to have a general audience. These will not be in any bookstore. These will be shipped out to legal libraries, to law firms, and law schools, especially law schools, and that's it. No one else will get these. No one else will want them. The fact that that they've had, as far as I know, this set has had 2 reviews so far. The one in the New Yorker was kind of vague. It wasn't really about these. It was more about Taft's time on the court. The fact that it's had any critical attention at all is amazing to me. And that has to be the way that it happened. It has to be just ad hoc. That these were sent to a big paper. In the UK, it would be the London Review of Books, and especially the TLS. I mean, imagine the TLS gets everything. And in the US, it would be the biggest venues. It would be the New York Review of Books, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, the New York Times, of course. Maybe the National Review or something Harper's or the Atlantic or something like that, but not many people. Your average newsroom would not get this. And understandably, that is understandable since it's an extremely rarefied thing, although fascinating. So many of the things that the Taft Court dealt with 100 years ago are so relevant today. Fantastic. Oh my God. Well, all right. Well, I've got to go and have a moment. That the mail is all downhill for the rest of this year from now. Okay. All right. That's enough of that. I will wrap this up for now, but I'll be back. Thank you, BookTube.